So Donald Trump freaked out yesterday on True Social, of course. I mean, he freaks out everywhere, but this time it was on True Social. I think he even made a statement about it, but I'm not going to play the statement. We're not going to inundate you with a bunch of Trump talk. Claiming that the judge is forbidding Donald Trump. I keep looking off camera because I've got CNN on to see what's happening and any breaking news updates about the court, so I can bring them to you right now. Donald Trump freaked out about not being able to attend Barron's graduation. This is not to even talk about the fact that the judge hasn't even ruled. There hasn't been a request about it. And the court likely won't even be in session that day. So this isn't even an issue. But what it is a way for Donald Trump to create a wedge between law and order that he so supports and his audience, his fan base, his cult. I'm going to read a couple of truths from True Social. Man, they really did a number on that, didn't they? And then, it'll be obvious what I'm going to do here from the first sentence, which is, who will explain for me to my wonderful son, Barron, who is a great student at a fantastic school, that his dad will likely not be allowed to attend his graduation ceremony, something that we have been talking about for years. I will, at the end of this, I'm going to explain it. Barron can bring it in, and I'll explain why his dad might not be able to attend his graduation ceremony, which is a strange thing because Donald Trump apparently didn't even attend the graduation ceremony of the daughter that he publicly talks about being curious about what it would be like to have sex with, Ivanka. The one that, if she wasn't my daughter, perhaps I'd be dating her. But we know what dating means in this context. It's not going down to the malt shop to get a banana sundae or whatever. We know what he means. That on another show, he said that the things that they have in common aren't business. It's probably sex, but I can't say that. Pervert energy here. Freakish. Let me finish this tweet here, and then I'll explain it to Barron. Who will explain for me to my wonderful son, Barron, who is a great student at a fantastic school, that his dad will likely not be allowed to attend his graduation ceremony, something that we have been talking about for years, because a seriously conflicted and corrupt New York State judge wants me in criminal court on a bogus Biden case, which, according to virtually all legal scholars and pundits, has no merit and should never have been brought. That's one sentence. That's one sentence. Apparently, Donald Trump needed somebody to attend his graduation from high school just to verify to the rest of America that he actually graduated high school, with all of the idiocy contained in this one single, 80-word sentence. The miscapitalization, the commas where they don't need to be, the lack of understanding about how the American judicial system works. This judge doesn't want him there, didn't assign this case, didn't indict him, didn't bring these charges against him. This is just a judge who drew the lottery and got the case. This fake case is solely meant to attack crooked Joe Biden's political opponent, me, who is seriously leading him in the polls for purposes of election interference. Another sentence. The judge, Juan Merchan, is preventing me from proudly attending my son's graduation. Seems very unfair, doesn't it? But this whole event is unfair. Every one of the many fake cases that are perpetrated by the White House in order to help the worst president in history by far get reelected are unjust scams. We won't let that happen, but we will make America great again. I thought you did that the first time. Didn't you make it great again? No? Did the job that you did making America great, it was so poorly accomplished and poorly executed that all it took is just a couple of years and we're back to not being great? Is that how it works, Donald Trump? You feckless dipshit. So let me explain to Barron. I mean, how do you even... Barron, bring it in. I hate to be the one to break it to you, brother, But you're an adult now. You can face these hard truths. It's very possible that your father will not attend your graduation, just like he didn't attend your brothers and sisters' graduations. But the reason in this case may be out of his control, because your father is on trial for crimes, felony crimes in the state of New York. And you may be asking yourself, Barron, you may be asking yourself, wait, what? What crimes? Well, when you were a baby, your father had sex with a woman who wasn't your mother while you were a child being cared after by your mother. Her name is Stormy Daniels. If you'd like more information on her, I would open up an incognito window in your browser and search her name. But do it when you're alone. You don't want to do it in open. Don't do it at a Starbucks is what I'm saying. Do it in the privacy of your home. It's a little NSFW, if you know. That's what the kids are calling it. And your father had the relations of adult sexual nature with this woman. And then when he was trying to run for president, paid her $130,000 to keep her quiet as a way of ensuring that this news did not make it public and then damage his chances of becoming president of the United States during that 2016 campaign. Some would call that election interference. Some would probably not. But that is why now charges have been brought against your pops for these felonies, these alleged felonies. And like any other criminal defendant in any other criminal case in any other municipality across the country, they have to be there for their criminal trial to face their accusers. It's not a civil case. It's criminal. I guess that's it. That's it. Tough news to hear. But you know your dad. You grew up with your dad. You know. Anyway, there's another post here. Let me just bang through this one real quick. It also just goes a little nutty. It's a few minutes later, 7:02 p.m. In addition to being prohibited from attending, that's not true, by the way. We don't know. From attending my son Barron's high school graduation, I have just learned that the highly biased judge in the Soros-appointed DA Alvin Bragg's witch hunt case will not allow me to attend the historic presidential immunity argument in front of the United States Supreme Court on Thursday, April 25th, next week. This shows such great disdain and disrespect for our nation's high court, especially for a topic so important as presidential immunity, without which our country would never be the same. Listen, you don't want to do the time. You don't want to face the problems that come with being in a criminal trial. Don't do the crime, Donald Trump. Secondly, you haven't attended any Supreme Court arguments that have been related to any cases related to you ever. You've likely never stepped foot in the Supreme Court building. So why now? It's imperative them there. You're not going to be testifying. They don't need you there. They do need you in the criminal trial because you are a criminal defendant, ex-president of the United States and criminal defendant, Donald Trump. Anyway, what do you think? What do you think? I'd love to know. You can call, leave me a brief voicemail, 714-576-4054. Of course, you can email me, as always, daily@dollemore.com. I would love to hear from you. You can just mix it up in the comments. That is great. Helps the algorithm to recommend this channel to new viewers, and that nobody's going to complain about that, except for maybe the people that it get recommended to. If you want to help support this work, I would very much appreciate you looking into it. If you're in a financial position to do so, if you have $2 a month just to throw away, that's who I'm talking to. If you're on a fixed income, but do not worry about it. There's plenty of ways to support, liking and commenting, all that. But if you want to help support the work financially, click the join button below. For $2 a month, you can become a channel member. $2 a month, you can go to my Patreon page, patreon.com/IDoubtItPodcast, and you can help me make these videos. I would appreciate it. Follow me on social media. I'm at Dollemore everywhere. I'd love to see you there. And I will see you next time. Until then, be genuine. Take care of one another.